friends? It's your boy Danny Brasco Bets. You are live and direct right here at Pick Profits. So now you can't leave. Wow, free pick last night under 239.5 in Hawks Nets. The score went to like 290. I asked them to prove it to me that they could go over that total. They proved it to me. This new NBA is wild. Imagine they had a 4-point play. Overs. Over was the play. Hey, I'll admit to a loss. Free pick record moves to 13-12. We're still over 500 here, but I'm looking to go on a streak. I want to give you guys those good free picks. Of course, the premiums are always hitting, so make sure you shoot us a direct message if you want to get involved. And we still got that 500 to 5K challenge open where we take $500. You're ready to invest in sports betting, help you turn it into $5,000 through our system. DM us if you want in on that challenge. Still available. Let's get into the free pick tonight for the NBA slate of games. I'm going to take a look at this Suns-Jazz game. Phoenix traveling on the road over to Utah. And this is a possible playoff preview here. I like these two teams matching up against each other. Both good defensive teams. I want to see how this pans out. So let's take a look at both teams. Suns 3-1 straight up, 3-1 against the spread. Good teams win, great teams cover. Jazz 2-1 straight up, 1-2 against the spread. So the Suns last season they matched up twice against the Jazz, covered both spreads in that one, and they won one of the games outright. So they split those. And that team was obviously, not nearly as good as the one they have now. Suns made a great streak. Put together a great streak before they were just bounced out of the playoffs, barely missing that 8th spot in the bubble, but they got off to a really, really hot start and maintained it. So now starting in this season, they look really good, and they haven't even fully gelled yet on offense. They're playing absolutely lock-up defense, best defensive adjusted rating in the NBA so far, averaging giving up less than 100 points on average per night. That's really good in obviously today's high-flying, high-shooting NBA. So when the Suns beat the Jazz last year, DeAndre Ayton had a nice game. He had 16 points on 8 of 9 shooting, and he held Rudy Gobert only to 13 points. That's a matchup I think that will be really key in this game. Those centers going head-to-head, both good interior defenders and both very strong post presence guys. So we'll see how they match up. I think if Ayton can play with Gobert, I think if he maybe outplays him a little bit, the Suns have a great chance to win this game. Of course, if Gobert locks up Ayton, maybe makes him get into foul trouble, maybe the opposite can happen. So let's keep diving in. The Suns, looking at some trends, 9-0 against the spread in road games against teams with win percentages above 60 or 70% dating back to last season. That's really good. They beat good teams on the road. Suns, good road team. I like what that says about their club. And it'll be interesting to see if that road success carries over to this season. Devin Booker in the last win against the Pelicans only put up 8 points. They cruised to a victory over the Pelicans. We had the under in that game. That was a hitter. That was a free pick. Hope you're locked in. And Pelicans, they got shut down at 86 points. So Booker able to rest a lot of that game. They didn't really need him. Only put 8 points in. I think after a game in which he puts 8 points in, he's going to be looking to score some more. In a game I imagine will be a lot closer here, and his offensive talents will be much more needed than they were in that one. So look for Booker to get it going in this one, taking a lot of shots, I think. And if he starts clicking from 3, he is unstoppable. That could be a problem for the Jazz. The Suns, like I mentioned, allowing only 98.5 points per game. They're 7-0 against the spread in games that they play on 1 day's rest. Give them a day, come back out, dating back to last year, 7-0 ATS on those 1-day rest games. I like that. Looking at the Jazz lost Bojan Bogdanovic to the Hawks in the offseason. That's a big loss, I think. Bogdanovic lighting it up early for the Hawks, and he was a key playmaker, three-point shooter for the Jazz. I think they're going to hurt without him a little bit. They'll still be a very good team, playoff team, but that is a major loss, I think. Donovan Mitchell, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, he struggled a little bit to open up this season against that OKC team who's, very much different makeup without CP3 now, and looking really to be led by their young guns like Dort on the defensive end. They barely squeaked out a victory against them, 110-109. And Mitchell did not shoot well from the field. Over his last 2 contests, Mitchell's 14 of 46 from the field. That's good for 30.4%. 4 of 19 from 3. That's 21%. And it did cost them the game against Minnesota, and nearly resulted in a second consecutive loss against Oklahoma City. They had to battle back in that one, squeak the win out. So against a really good Suns team, I think that it looks like the Jazz are content on letting Mitchell just shoot it out of his slump and see if he can just keep pulling it and hope that they'll fall, which of course for the Spider it definitely will eventually. But against this Suns team, that's a big ask. You know, it's not like he's taken on a really weak defense to get it going here. He's going against the best of the best. So of course Utah also top 10 defensive club as well. The under is an interesting play here if you guys are keying in on that number. That's 220 right now. Could be a play. Could be a play. Opposing teams only averaging 43.7% shooting from the field against the Jazz. So taking a look at some trends for the Jazz just to lock this one up. I'm leaning Suns. I think you knew that earlier. The Jazz are 0-4-1 against the spread in their last 5 when their opponent scores 100 or more in the previous game. So essentially it looks like if they give up 100 the previous day, that defense is open and maybe the bleeding continues. So that's an interesting stat to see how that rolls over into their next games. The Jazz are 0-3-1 against the spread in their last 4 games against the team with a winning straight-up record. So they're losing, they're not covering spreads against winning teams. And they're 3-11 against the spread in their last 14 games at home. They don't cover at home, and the Suns are a good road team, and they're getting points on the road, and they're the best defensive scoring allowed team in the NBA, the Suns are. Put it all together. Give me the Suns plus the points. Suns plus 3.5 is going to be the play. Let's see if that team can keep it rolling. Good teams win. Great teams cover. Let's go Suns. Thanks for locking in. Guess the correct score in any of our NBA free picks, and you could win $100. In the comments, guess the correct final score. I'll leave my prediction in the comments. You'll see me in there, Brasco Bets. Always making a guess myself. Good luck to all. We're going live tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern to discuss your picks. Let's see those power rankings shift. Let's see you guys win some trivia money. Looking forward to all the things we have going on here at Pick Profit. Thanks for locking in with us, guys. Let's go get this bread. Booyah, cash out.